the chip for the rest of his fucking career. I swear to
What's
God.
going on, y'all? Welcome back to the debate room. Back with my guys Q and Latif. We're recording this right after the Ravens game, but before we hop into it, what's been going on with y'all? How y'all feeling?
I'm amazing. I ain't had no stakes in this game. Didn't really care who won this game, to be honest. Talking about the Ravens and the Bills, that's the game that just happened. I really didn't care who won this game because they had to come to Arrowhead Invitational next week when the Chiefs season begin. So I really didn't care. I really didn't care who won this game. Obviously, I think I'm more happy that the Bills won though because the conversations would have got nasty. Lamar went to the Super Bowl with 3 MVPs. I just know they would have, especially with the year he had and how he's playing. It would have got nasty. So we safe from those because he did play. And we gonna talk about it, but yeah, I'm pretty happy. Fine.
Man, I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed because I don't know if y'all remember, but I had them as my Super Bowl pick, and a lot of people doubted it. And my reasoning was because of Derrick Henry against the Chiefs. Run game was non-existent. They didn't go to it because it just got stuffed early. Lamar didn't have a great game, but as we saw throughout the whole season, when you have somebody as dynamic as Derrick Henry in the backfield with Lamar, it just opens up the passing lanes. It opens up the running lanes. So I really wanted to see this rematch with Kansas City. I mean, the Ravens defense is the Ravens defense. I mean, they've had their struggles. They couldn't stop the run very well. But I don't know. The biggest problem is Mark Andrews, and there was a lot of unfortunate stuff. Um, the Lamar fumble, that was unfortunate. The Lamar pick, and I think the Lamar pick was on him. I know in the Discord we were saying miscommunication, but yeah, when you need a 2-point conversion and you're literally in the end zone and you just drop it, it's just heartbreaking. I mean, I believe Lamar had a great game. And it just got soiled.
Great game is ridiculous.
Yeah,
he had a great great game. He led the most important drive of his career.
He's not great. He was not great.
You can't give somebody credit for putting out a fire that they started, bro. You can't do that.
I agree. They were down 11 points in the first half, in large part due to Lamar Jackson's play. And when they were coming back, a lot of that didn't have to, when they were coming back, a lot of that didn't have to do with Lamar. It was the running game, and they were dominant on the ground.
That's true.
The last two drives, that's when Lamar really started cooking. But before that, I would say he was just fine. He didn't have a great game. You can't go from fine and then 2 drives later you're at great. That just don't work like that. He was good.
When you're that guy, bro, all you need to do is flip the switch on at the right moment. And that's what he did.
That don't mean he had a great game, though.
That don't mean you erase the bad play. That don't mean now that he showed up, now he had a great game. He didn't have a great game.
That's true. That's true. Up. I'll give you that. But let's say Mark Andrews doesn't, not even fumble. Let's say Mark Andrews doesn't drop that pass, and he dropped 2 passes that were crazy. But let's say he doesn't drop that, and the Ravens go on to win this game. Now we're heroing Lamar. That's what we're doing.
Hold on, because he has to catch that. That's a 2-point conversion. That ties the game.
Mm-hmm.
There's still 100. There's 100. There's still a minute 40 seconds left on the clock. All the Josh Allen has to do is get the ball into field goal range. We already knew they couldn't stop the run anyway, and they're going to let Josh Allen literally go on all 4 downs. They were never going to be in a situation where 4th down they punted. They would have did that. Most likely, Josh Allen would have got 2 first downs and hit a field goal. That's pretty much on the table. That's the same logic that people like the media used all year with the first game versus the Chiefs, where Lamar threw the touchdown, likely toe on the line. They were a toe away from losing the game. No, because you still have to hit the 2-point conversion to win that game. You can't just keep using those same tiny little things to say they would have flip the switch of the game, how it was going to be a winner or a loss.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying if it was a perfect world and they go to overtime or they stop them and they win, we look at Lamar differently. I don't think anybody. I shouldn't say we would erase the bad, but we would look at him. Oh, he led an amazing drive. He led an important drive to tie the game, and whether it goes to overtime or they get a stop in the next series and come down and get a field goal, whatever. we would be looking at Lamar totally different. So
I understand that. I don't think I don't think we're looking at him as he's having a great game. I think it as it got nasty and he was able to overcome his bad play in the beginning. I don't think we're gonna call it great, but it's a step in the direction of get rid of the Lamar playoff, bad play woes type situation.
Would you still consider him to be a playoff dropper?
Yes. He started fine with the Steelers game because you knock off you basically knock off two narratives kind of at the same time. The Steelers narrative, that's pretty much out the window with back-to-back wins, especially one in the postseason. And a postseason win where he was amazing from start to finish. He never ever in a playoff game ever played great start to finish. That was the first time he ever did that. Even this game, we've seen him, he had one bad half, one good half. So it's like he's never really that regular season Lamar in the playoffs. For whatever reason, whatever you want to call it, it just doesn't happen. So he had the steps. This game, it doesn't knock him down. Like, oh, he's still the same old because clearly he got better. But it's like you still had two turnovers and you lost in the divisional round. When you had the best statistical year, you got Derrick Henry. You were favored on the road to a team that everybody said that you were better than, that you destroyed, albeit 3 months ago, 35-10. Everybody thought you was going to win this game outright. Like, that's damn near the consensus. And you didn't shit the bed, but you lost. And this is the time like where losses really, really matter. They weigh heavily. It's football though. It's a small sample size sport, so every game matters. Every loss, every win, all that stuff matters. Every quarter matters.
I agree.
So NFL Pro and Next Gen Stats have actual stats for this type of stuff, and
they already got it up after the game.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. You can't really like say he played great, and I don't. I'm not gonna say like he's not a playoff dropper, but I'm not really gonna push the send the memes of Julius Randle and Joel Embiid. I'm not gonna really do that, like, because I do think
you did.
Huh?
You did do that.
No, I'm saying like the Doug when he's playing bad. I'm saying like I'm not gonna say like Lamar playoff dropper. He never showed up. He showed up when it mattered in his game. I do agree, but his turnovers were costly, and I don't think people are going to say that enough. Some people might, like a Nick Wright or people that are anti-Lamar, but most people are going to remember this game for Mark Andrews like losing him the game, and that's not what happened. First of all, one or two plays just doesn't lose you the game. It just doesn't happen like that. And also,
I don't believe that.
That's definitely true. If
it comes at the most inopportune time, because the thing is,
bro, they had 1 minute and 40 Me or Jayden.
Let Jayden explain his little piece right there.
Go ahead.
If the play comes at a crucial point, especially when it's in football, I get that there is a minute left, and then whatever, you get a stop, or however it goes, where it goes to overtime, or they get a stop and they get a field goal or something like that. When it's that crucial, Mark Andrews has to pull that down, bro.
I didn't say that. I say it didn't lose.
That dictates the game.
I get that.
That dictates the game. That one play.
Why were you in that situation where you needed that in the first place?
That's
all your previous mistakes are the reason why you're in that spot in the first place. It's the cousin of the, if you're down and you on a game winning drive, you're a better team like last year's 49ers Browns. You're playing the Browns. It's Dorian Thompson-Robinson, he's ass. Or the year before, whatever year it was. Brock Purdy against the Browns has to go down the field. The field goal kicker missed the field goal. Now we're blaming the field goal kicker for losing the game because he missed the field goal. But why were you down against the Browns in the first place? Or your interception led, like your multiple interceptions, your fumbles led you to that spot. But now you're going to blame the kicker because he missed the field goal. But all your actions led you to be down versus this team in the first place.
And that's a great way to think, but I just feel like nobody thinks like that. Like if you're supposed to, if no matter how the cards played out, bro, you're supposed to go out there and do your job. At that point, the job was to secure the pass, convert on a 2-point conversion, and it just didn't happen.
Lamar wasn't doing his job in the beginning of the game, which is why they were down in the first place. He wasn't doing his job. The Ravens, according to Next Gen Stats, the Ravens lost a total of 36.7% in net win probability on their turnovers. The first one, which was the interception, was a negative 5.9, and the second one was a negative 19.3. That was Lamar fumble. So they're gonna say like, oh, his bottom line, Lamar's turnovers greatly impacted the game. Did it greatly impact the game more than Mark Andrews' drop or his fumble? No, but they are a big reason and why the Ravens had to come back in the first place. The reason the Ravens was even in this game is because their running game got going in the second half, and the Bills abandoned the run. That's the reason they were able to come back in this game. Lamar Jackson didn't really turn it on until like the last two drives of the game. When that did matter most, yes, for sure. But he started playing great when like the last two drives of the game, which are the most important drives of the game for sure. Though
the defense showed up. The defense showed up second half out the gate because the Bills, if they didn't have man and run, they could push they could have put the foot on the neck on that drive straight out the half, went up possibly 28-10, and now it's a long game now. Now we could run, they could play ball control and whatnot, and they still was able to do that. But the defense showed up, killed two drives, and it was able to get back in it really. But then things happen. You get the drop, you get the fumble, and then you get this for the 2-point conversion. Things like that, things like tend to spiral. Like once it happens once, now you pretty much can forecast the rest of the game because it's a trend now. Now things are getting jittery, you're down. Things, it's high pressure situation and things like that happen. If you're relying on a 2-point conversion to possibly keep you in this game, you pretty much were like, dead going into it anyway.
Yeah, I mean, we got to talk about the Bills as well. They had a great game plan. They're going to run the ball. They did abandon it in the second half. Their offensive second half game planning was terrible. They abandoned the run, but Josh Allen didn't have to do a lot in his win at all. What do you have?
127 yards, 22 on the ground, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, he had an 86 passer rating. So he was fine. Like he wasn't good or bad.
He pulled a Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, he definitely did. And that's good though because you didn't need him to play Superman in this game, and you probably will need him to do that in the next round. Well, we don't talk about that. I don't know if we can make our picks today. We probably should though. I don't know. We could wait. I don't know, but yeah, they didn't really need him to do much in this game at all. James Cook had a great game, and the Bills defense came to play for the most part. Just clutch plays. The Damar Hamlin forced a fumble, Taylor Rapp interception, and then
Matt Milano.
Can I get my credit, please?
For who? For what, bro?
At the beginning of the season, bro, and I may have been wrong, but I said I didn't think this Bills defense would be that great with Matt Milano out. Matt Milano comes in, and he just does what he does. Bro.
Defense was still not great. I don't know what that meant.
Bro. It wasn't.
Trying to get a W on, bro.
It wasn't great, but he forced a lot of inopportune plays.
Bro, they let up like 160 rushing yards, some shit. And then Lamar had 254 on they let up like 350 yards, some shit. Something like that.
I get what you're saying though. Matt Milano was everywhere. He definitely was. Stopped the 2-point conversion the first time originally. Got 3 big hits on Lamar. Got a couple big hits on Derrick Henry. Clamp Andrews for a play. Terrell Bernard did his thing. Damar Hamlin, Mr. Ghostface Killer himself. I don't know how he definitely should have got comeback player of the year. Damn near a Pro Bowler this year.
I was about to say, I feel like Damar Hamlin was kind of mean. And I was thinking about this while I was in the car. It's unfortunate because I feel like before the whole I think it was cardiac arrest or something. Is that what happened?
Whatever it was, bro died on the field and came back.
Yeah, I feel like before that, I mean, I don't think he was looked at as good, but
no, he wasn't.
But nobody was talking crazy about him until after that stuff happened. And I would like to believe he's a decent football player now. So it's like the fact that he came to die on the field and now be like a valuable asset on a defense is kind of crazy. So ups to him.
SC Chip. Some said they weren't going to win the division. Some said they weren't going to make the playoffs. Crazy, man. Come on now.
I think Josh won MVP.
Lamar's MVP, man.
No, you will be.
All right, next topic. I don't like how you worded this. Eagles handle Rams.
I don't know.
Because that didn't happen.
Yeah.
That didn't happen, bro.
I think I meant to put that for a different team, but hey.
Nah, bro, he's lying because you were literally just about to combat it before Q said that. So
yeah, like that.
You were
game
really
Start the topic, bro.
Yeah. Eagles beat the Rams. What was it? 22-28?
22-28, yes.
Yeah, 22-28. Saquon had a really big game. Jalen Hurts actually did well, man.
No, he did not.
Yes, he
What are you
did.
talking about? No, he did not.
He did well.
He did not. No, he did
for
not.
one drive and was garbage the rest of the game.
Bro, Jalen Hurts was very, very below average in this game. They did not win this game really due to Jalen Hurts really at all.
If AJ Brown catches that, whoa, how many yards was? Bro, where's my phone?
I bet you it's under 100, under 150.
Bro, he had 128 passing yards. I don't know what we're doing. He had 128 passing yards, a 91 passer rating. That's literally the most average shit I ever heard. He was not anything like good in this game at all. And he took 6 sacks.
I say he played well.
No, he did not.
He didn't play well, bro.
Hurts did not play well in this game. No, he did not. He took 6 sacks. He was missing wide open receivers the entire game.
Had a safety. Fumbled.
Yeah, I don't know what we're doing. Did he fumble too? Or am I tripping?
Yeah, he fumbled.
And he fumbled. I don't know what we're doing. Jalen Hurts.
It was a time where I was lifting, so I didn't see that. So
okay. Well, yeah. Saquon Barkley won in this game. 205 rushing yards, 2 touchdowns. Basically the dagger, run to basically seal the game, and then the Rams made some magic happen at the end. Couldn't get it done. I mean,
let's not come up here and lie.
It was never a doubt. Like on some cheap shit. I didn't think we were gonna lose the game.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
I will say a very big concern that Nick Sirianni called not Nick Sirianni, but the Eagles called a pass play when they really just needed to run the clock out and gain as many yards as they could. But so that was very concerning. But this game, for the most part, kind of went how I thought it would. I didn't think that Jalen Hurts was gonna get sacked 6 times.
You're lying.
I'm talking about.
You did not think this game was going to come down to a 4th down play in the end zone with the Rams about to score and win the game. You did not think
the game was about to score after Jalen Carter got a sack. It was over, bro. Now
that happened again within the last.
Okay,
minute.
I'm talking about from the point of I knew that the Eagles were going to be able to run the ball however they wanted to. Saquon Barkley was going to have a day because the Rams could not stop the run, and that's why they lost this game. And this game would have been a lot further than what it was if Nick Sirianni was not an idiot and he called a play action play or whatever type of play they did. I think it was a boot when he did not need to throw the ball. And that was just dumb. I don't know why he did that. And it gave the Rams a chance to win the game, and they almost won the game. So
because when you have the better coach and better quarterback, you're always going to be in the game. And you know what they were? In the game the whole time. They ran the ball so well and still never pulled out within one score of the game. It was never a blowout game. It was literally a game down to 4.
They were about their team.
They went up by 13 with the Rams getting the ball back. They weren't double-digit lead the whole time. It was a back and forth game the whole time.
Sure. It was close.
So they were up by 13. That lasted all but 5 seconds because they got the ball back and the Rams scored.
I was talking about it went how I expected in terms of how the Eagles won a game.
Remember, process results. You're doing what Jaedon be doing.
The process is what happened.
The run game.
Running the ball is literally the process. What I'm talking about.
The run game wasn't the reason why they won this game.
Oh my God, the Eagles! Yes, they did.
With those 2 big runs and all that, the Rams were still in the game. Last time,
they called him 205 yards, and he averaged 7.9 yards per carry.
And they still were about to lose the game.
They weren't about to lose. I wouldn't say that.
If they score a touchdown right there,
but they did not.
If they score a touchdown right there, they win the game.
Literally. I understand, but I don't know if they were about to win the game. They had a chance to win the game.
If they score a touchdown right then, they have a chance to win the game. That Saquon getting that big run was not the reason why they won the game. The run game did not change anything. The Rams Okay, cool.
Why
Go down
did
the
Eagles win the game?
went
Why
down
did
the
the Eagles win the
score.
game?
On
Why
that
did
great defense, they moved up and down the field.
Why did the Eagles win the game?
On the last second play by a great defensive player. That's what happened.
Oh my God! One play don't win you a game. I thought, what are you doing?
The Rams on the sideline watched Saquon get that big run and shrugged it off like, okay, went down the field and scored. You know what they did the first time when he busted out a big run and scored? Okay, went down the field and scored because that didn't matter to them.
What is the biggest factor in them winning the game today?
The defense.
I don't know. I would say it was a running game.
I'd say it's the defense. The defense is the reason why they won it. The running game did not make them magically win the game. They scored, okay, and that didn't.
Kyron was doing whatever he wanted to on the ground.
He fumbled. If he don't fumble, they score. They up. We talking about a tie game.
Puka had a good game.
Puka was in a box. Puka was in a box. Don't do that. Puka was in a box.
I don't know what to tell you.
Old man Slay had him in a box the whole game, and you know that. You really up here lying.
So I really don't think that even if the defense was the main factor, that's what I said was going to happen though. Like I said, their elite defense was going to win in the game. Defense and run the game. I didn't say nothing about Jalen Hurts. It was exactly what happened. I said that the defense and the running game will win the game. I don't think Jalen Hurts needed to really even be that good to get this done. And he was awful, and they still won the game. So no, the process was the result. The result was closer than I said. The process is what actually happened on the field, and it was closer. The result was closer than what I predicted, but the process what actually happened. The running game and the defense stepped up, like I thought it was going to do. Like I said,
stepped up twice.
Huh?
Defense only stepped up really like twice, albeit in the most important parts. But other than that, the Rams were doing whatever they want, and they missed a couple calls too. But that's neither here nor there.
What's the outlook for the Rams? What's the outlook for the Rams? They back-to-back years. They start off slow because of injuries. And then they go on the tear and make the playoffs, and they win a playoff game. They're dangerous in the playoffs. What's the offseason outlook for them? Like, what are they trying to attack in the draft and free agency? What?
Draft. They just got to draft defense. Maybe another wide receiver, lineman, wide receiver.
I didn't even know Cooper Kupp was on the field today. I'm not gonna lie.
Nah, he had a couple critical third down catches, especially in the red zone too.
Oh yes, he had 61 yards. He had 61 yards. I'm hating.
Yeah, he was decent blocking. But yeah, they're a great drafting team. Clearly, they had hit on 2 drafts back to back. Brought in some solid free agents. Need to get a corner or 2.
Yeah, probably 2.
Lineman or 2, and then another little receiver, and they should be fine.
A linebacker too. I would get a linebacker.
Yeah,
it's not like the most important shit, but that'd be
the last thing on my mind. But defense, backfield, like the DBs, lineman, and another receiver, they should be good.
So, Jay, do you still think that Jalen Hurts is not a game manager because he can run the football, or what's up?
I mean, from what I saw, he was doing pretty good, but
bro, he had 6 sacks. He got sacked 6 times.
I didn't watch the full game, so I got you with that. You got me. You got me. I mean, Jalen Hurts, sometimes, bro, you just got to sit back and relax, bro. I mean, it is what it is.
I just need the Eagles to make a Super Bowl, so my take be right, bro. That's all I care about.
Oh, no. Jayden Daniels finna handle them. Anyways, let's go to Commanders and Lions. This was a crazy game. I thought the Commanders season would have just ended right here, and we would have celebrated Jayden Daniels for what he did. And they live. They fight on. I did not think the Lions would have lost this game. I don't want to say they lost bad, but just the way that they performed, I wouldn't think that it would have gone that way. J-Mo, I don't care about the play design, bro. Sometimes, bro, you don't follow through with it, bro. There was no passing lane, and he threw it. Jared Goff was a terrorist. And Latif, you were right, bro. He sucks.
I told you that. I already told you he was average. Jared Goff is the same guy he was 3 years ago. He just is. He's better against the blitz for sure. Yeah, that's fine. But when you have easy buttons, in your offense, and you have some of the best guys that can get open in zone coverage and stuff like that, and all that type of stuff. You got Ben Johnson. You're gonna look better. The Lions, man, listen. I think Lions fans think their window is longer than it actually is. You don't have a long time to win in this league, even with the great roster they have, even with the great front office they have. They're about to lose both their coordinators, which is very, very important. This team is very talented, but if they lose Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn and don't replace them with people that they don't replace them with coordinators that are adequate, they're going to regress because they are a team with a quarterback that is average. Jared Goff is not a top 10 quarterback. People were putting him in MVP conversations. He was never there, ever. He should have never been in those conversations. He is an average quarterback that is good at things that you can get by with because he has a elite offensive line, elite play calling, elite weapons. It's simple. It's very simple. He's overpaid. He's an average quarterback with an elite situation, one of the best in the league. And it showed in the game against the Commanders. I mean, he really unraveled completely.
Everything.
When things aren't perfect for Jared Goff, he just shits the bed. He just does.
Everything you said is true, and I hate to nitpick something so small, but he definitely deserved to be in MVP talks, bro.
No, he did not.
MVP is mainly a quarterback award, and cool. He has a great supporting cast. He has great coordinators, or a great coordinator, and Ben Johnson. He has everything. Like you said, you're totally right about everything that you said. But it's a quarterback award, and if your stats permit, and the way that he was playing permits, he played fine. He played good.
That's the problem, though.
And it could be that.
You don't ever have to.
That's right.
No, look. But this is where you're wrong, and that's why the voters don't work like that. Because that's the case. Many a game manager would have got one MVP, but that doesn't happen because they watch the games. If that was the case, it was just a numbers award. We don't ever have to vote on any of these awards. We could just go to ESPN.com or Pro Football Reference, look at the passing leaders. There's some. We don't ever have to look at the names. We don't have to look at the names. Who has the best numbers? Let's not look at the names. Let's look at the best numbers, and boom, the one with the best numbers, we're just gonna make him MVP. But obviously, that'd be a dumb way to vote. That's why we have to watch the games. That's why when you say somebody has better numbers than others, that's a bad way to say somebody's better than. We've seen this MVP race this year. Lamar got the numbers, and I've said it multiple times on these episodes. Lamar got the magical numbers this year, so now y'all want to say he's MVP. Last year, when he didn't have the magical numbers and he was middle of the pack and everything, they gave him MVP because he was doing a lot on a weaker roster. The numbers didn't permit it, but they won a lot of games. But people knocked Josh Allen for that this year because now Lamar finally has the numbers to permit having an MVP. We can't do that. We can't just be picking and choosing. That's why it's best to watch the games.
It's not just that. Jared Goff looked good though.
But
not in the game, but he looked good throughout the regular season.
You think Brock Purdy should have been an MVP candidate last year?
I mean, he looked good.
Okay.
But he looked good. Bad. Those type of quarterbacks, game managers, they're like mirrors. They're just going to reflect what they have in front of them.
I agree.
If they're not in front of them, you're going to see exactly what they look like. This year, Brock Purdy doesn't have Ayuk and CMC, and Debo's trash. You know what he looked like? Average.
I agree. But like sometimes I feel when it comes to that, I don't think somebody of Brock Purdy or Jared Goff is going to win an award because there's always going to be somebody who's just on a higher level. But it would be wrong to say that they shouldn't be in the conversation because there's always going to be somebody better. It's always going to be a Lamar. It's always going to be a Josh Allen. It's always going to be a Patrick Mahomes. But they're in
the conversation
because if the numbers should allow them to be in the conversation, then they should win the award. Jared Goff probably, these last 2 years probably has better numbers than Lamar, Josh Allen, and Patrick Mahomes put together. Mm-hmm. Well, he's not going to ever get that award because we watch the games and they're doing a lot with less, pretty much putting up around the same numbers. So clearly they don't need the best, basically one of a top 5 running back in the league, top 5 O-line, great play calling. We've seen Jared Goff in two different situations started out the same with great weapons, a great coach, great O-line, decent pieces, and they go to the Super Bowl. When it comes to I only care about things like numbers and Pro Bowl thing. When it comes to talking about things like that it permits, when it comes to the Hall of Fame, those voters, they're gonna look how many Pro Bowls, how many All Pros, how many numbers they got, what's their longevity stats. Yeah, that Hall of Fame, being in the Hall of Fame is different than like being better. Like I think Josh Allen is better than Ben Roethlisberger. He didn't have a greater career. You know what I'm saying? He don't got all those accolades, but when it comes to accolades, then yeah, you can respect all that. But the numbers thing, that goes out the window when you just compare player to player.
I mean, there is another side of this. The Commanders did put on impressive performance. We talked a lot more about the Lions. When the Commanders, Daniels should be the star of the show. They should be the hot topic. Jayden Daniels looking like a top 10 quarterback, stamped. Probably closer to top 5 than he is top 10, to be honest. It's a possibility.
That's the
possibility.
Stupid logic.
How?
Bro, you have to temper that. When it comes down to being a rookie, you have to temper.
I'm not gonna lie, we're not doing that. We're not doing that.
Yes, you do.
Why?
Last year I did the same exact thing. I did the same exact thing with CJ Stroud. I said CJ
Stroud. He's played better than CJ Stroud.
Cool, but before Jayden Daniels, I would say, Justin Herbert wasn't too far before him. But before Jayden Daniels, everybody was all on CJ Stroud. He had a great rookie season. Everybody, again. So I'm not even trying to downplay Jayden Daniels, but I'm saying I was saying that CJ Stroud was a top 10 quarterback, and I believe that in the next 2 or 3 years he will be a top 5 quarterback. That's exactly what I said.
Yeah, people push back on you. People push back on you only on the top 5, only on the top. Everybody, damn near the whole world, basically has CJ as a top 10 quarterback, basically stamped going into this year.
Right.
We only push back on you saying he's gonna be top 5 in a couple of years. That's what we're on.
But would you say CJ Stroud is a top 10 quarterback right now?
Yes. What are we talking about right now? Yes.
Top 10 adjacent.
So he's like 11, 12.
He's not. No. CJ Stroud is a top 10 quarterback. It's not. You can't give me 10 names better than CJ Stroud. Even when his down season, even when his down season, you can't give me 10 names better than him because other quarterbacks either are game managers or didn't have really better season than him, anyways.
I like the 8 to 11. I like the 8 to 11, but it's like I don't know. And he had a down season, and then a lot of the situation around him wasn't great. Receivers going down, all that type of stuff.
So you can add context to that, and also he just had 2 pretty good playoff games.
He did.
Right.
But I'm just saying, I feel like we have to not temper expectations, but you kind of have to just put some context on it.
Not temper expectations. This is an outlier year. This is an outlier year, bro. This is an outlier year. This is the greatest rookie season.
We don't know. We don't know if that CJ is an outlier year yet.
I'm talking about Jaedon. I'm talking about how good Jaedon is.
I'm gonna say we can very much do the same thing he did.
I'm not saying that. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying
next year is gonna be I don't want to say a totally different offense, but it's going to be a different offense.
Why would it be a different offense? Why would it be a different offense?
You think it's going to be the same basic?
Learn from his mistakes. If that's what he's trying to say.
I don't know what you mean. Cliff is going to be there, so it's going to be the same offense. Like, I mean,
I'm just saying. Do you think it's going to be the same basic check down?
No.
It's not just basic check down simple shit anymore. It's not.
Yeah, I agree. The playbook has gotten deeper and it's progressed. But
that's a Cliff thing because he tends to do that. But from what we understand now, he gotten better through the years. He learned from his mistakes. Now he's changed. Now he's a whole different OC. But they have a lot of money. They went in there this year with just Terry McLaurin, Zach Ertz, who's damn near 40, Austin Eckler, who shouldn't barely look like he should have been in the league, but I mean, I guess he found a spot. And Brian Robinson, an average running back. They have a bunch of money, and they've still got draft capital. They could get themselves another receiver. They could get themselves another old lineman. They could add more to that defense, and they could, start reeling this over while they got him on that rookie contract. Jayden Daniels is 24. He's going to be 25. He's polished. He's ready to go right now. You might as well, in a weaker conference, to see what you can. In his first year with barely nothing around you, you got yourselves in the NFC Championship game. And more pieces, you already know you walking into any game, you think you probably beat anybody. You probably think you could beat Philly. You basically beat the best team in the league, best team in the conference, everybody thought. You technically had beaten the Eagles, and before that, you still kept it close with them until they pulled off in that first game. Like, you're fine. You probably people are going to have them ahead of the Cowboys. Probably going to have them ahead of the Packers. Probably going to have them clear ahead of the Vikings. 49ers, you got to see. The Rams just lost, but I think that's hit or miss. You're probably right in the mix to be right back where you at this year, as long as you have the correct offseason.
No, I mean, I was completely wrong about Jayden Daniels pre-draft for sure. I was extremely harsh on the fact that the Commanders selected him. I wanted them to select Drake May, and I was unfairly harsh on the situation. And I was wrong. I was definitely wrong. I think this is the greatest rookie season from a quarterback we've ever seen. He led his team to the NFC Championship game, and I think he was the driving force of that. He was a driving force of a top 5 offense as well. He looks extremely poised for a rookie receiver. He looks extremely poised for a rookie quarterback. Like, they can't really blitz him, can't really speed him up. He was making throws under pressure, and he also has the escapability. He was compared to Lamar Jackson pre-draft, and people didn't like that, but he kind of does remind me of a baby Lamar Jackson, and he's better. And he's better coming into the league than Lamar Jackson was. I don't think he's going to be better than Lamar Jackson is currently, but the comp isn't unstated. It isn't unfounded. Like, that's not just a disrespectful comp anymore. And I think he's going to be one of those quarterbacks where he's a force multiplier. Like, he can actually, lead you to a Super Bowl and not just be the reason. Well, he can be the reason you win a Super Bowl and not just be on the team or just be part of the system.
I think he proved that he's a force multiplier.
Yeah.
But it's the fact that, again, you have one weapon, average tight end, average blocking scheme, bad defense, average running back. Force multipliers get you. Huh?
That type of thing just don't happen. And the reason, and his situation is probably a little bit worse than CJ's last year. But even with CJ, I'm so confident that he's going to be a franchise quarterback too, because you don't just see seasons where a player just uplifts an offense like that, damn near like single-handedly. That just doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen. And like, those don't really become flukes. Do we have any examples of those type of things happening and they flukes?
What you mean, like strictly rookie years, or just like quarterbacks uplifting offenses?
Quarterbacks uplifting offense with like subpar talent on it, and it being a fluke, and they just like they're not that ever again in their career.
Oh no, it doesn't technically happen. There's usually a lot of factors that go into it outside of just the quarterback, because you got to think about coaching and division matters, things like that. Because we've seen Patrick Mahomes do it, but he has Andy Reid. We've seen Josh do it this year, but it's later on in his career. So like he's just a better quarterback. Lamar has done it many a time already so far up until this year. Not that he didn't uplift this year, just like he didn't have to uplift so much because you got better weapons. CJ. You've seen Justin Herbert really ain't do it, but he uplifted a bad team. I would say Dak doesn't uplift, but he's worked with one weapon, no run game before. We've seen like good quarterbacks do that. I'm not saying Dak a force multiplier.
I think Dak uplifted in the regular season for sure.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, for whatever what you want to say about Dak in the playoffs, because that are warranted, we've seen him like on the past 3 years. Really, just it's a one weapon team, average running back. Go ahead, make something happen. And you had Kellen Moore and Mike McCarthy, 2 play callers that we know are inconsistent at best. Like so, like those best quarterbacks.
Jay, this is the first time I ever seen you was a Illini fan. This is actually nasty work. I don't know where that came from. I knew you for like 6 years and didn't know you was ever though Illinois fan. Just get out of nowhere.
What are you talking about, bro?
This is nasty work.
Not to backtrack, bro. Not to backtrack, but do you think that people were shutting down the Lamar and Jayden Daniels comparisons? And I'm trying to like word it correctly. Do you think that they were shutting down those comparisons just to like dispel the whole like black quarterback thing, or do you think it was just like?
I think it might have something to do with that. Also, the fact that Lamar was a 2-time MVP.
Yeah, you shouldn't compare them people.
Like we're talking about, you can't just compare somebody to MVP, but then they were comparing Jordan Love to Mahomes coming out the draft. I think people just get too caught up in trying to compare players. The good thing with Jayden Daniels, like, not the good thing, but like, he's an older quarterback. He spent 5 years in school, so he's going to come in more polished. So that means he's probably closer to a ceiling. If he doesn't get not too much better, you still got yourself a top 7 quarterback. And you can pretty much ride that out for the rest of your career. You're always going to be in the mix as long as you build around him. And he seemed like a cool dude. With Washington, he chilling. I'm pretty sure they're going this new ownership, so they're not going to fail him. Like, they're off to a great start. I think he got a great career.
No, we definitely just give props to their ownership. Ownership been great.
Would you still have taken Drake May over him?
That's a great question.
Would you take because since we talking about a 5-year quarterback, usually closer to their ceiling. We agree with that. Do you believe in the exponential growth of those younger, exponential growth for the younger quarterback to be better, long term? Or are you going to take the?
I still would. I would have took Jaedon, because I think that these quarterbacks are going to end up in the same realm of a player, because of how talented the league is right now. You know what I'm saying? So, and the reason why we push back on C.J. Stroud being top 5 is because the league is too talented. The top 5 guys is, I think, going to be there for it's going to be very hard. Well, Justin Herbert is kind of with his playoff struggles, he's kind of hanging off right now, but he's still top 5 in my opinion. But it's pretty hard to get in that tier, top 5 guy. So I think that Drake May and Jayden Daniels are going to be in the same vicinity of quarterback. So I would probably still take Jaedon. Now how I think about it now, I was gonna say that Caleb was on the clock, man. He's on the clock. He's on the clock, bro.
That's just bad. That's just bad, Cap. And I'm not gonna lie, I was falling into it. I was thinking damn, did we select the wrong guy? But nah, that's bad, Cap, bro. That's bad, Cap. Caleb is really,
if you believe Caleb is more talented than Jayden Daniels, which people probably still think that through the majority, then you made the right pick. Unless you think Jaedon would have that this same season with the Bears, then
I don't think that would happen.
Exactly. The play calling and coaching just would not allow it to be anywhere near close to that. So I don't think that should be the deciding factor of the pick. But
I mean,
to that top 5 quarterback thing, you gotta think Josh Allen 28, Lamar 28, Joe Burrow 28, Patrick Mahomes is only 29, Herbert's 26, Jayden Daniels is 24. Who else is that? CJ 23.
Yeah.
Everybody's around it. Jordan Love 24. Everybody's around it a decent amount of age. So you're not just going to be jumping quarterbacks that are still in their prime. We're talking about 3. We're talking about 3 for sure MVP candidates every year, and then the 2, Joe Burrow and Herbert, they could still probably later on probably sneak one. Joe Burrow made the playoffs, he probably could have snuck MVP. So we got basically 3.5 bona fide MVP candidates every year, and then everybody else fighting to try and get in that mix.
That's why I said I would at this point I would just take, because I think that now I feel like they can be the same level quarterback as far as where they're ranking the league. So I do think that Drake has the potential to be a better passer, and he's also 6'5", 6'6", prototypical quarterback build type of thing. But he has accuracy issues, decision making issues that Jaedon just doesn't have right now. And I do think that Jaedon was in a much better situation, though, which matters. With the Caleb thing, it's just Caleb's situation was very, very bad, but I do think that Caleb is extremely raw. He has accuracy issues. His pocket presence isn't the best, and he just holds the ball too long. And I don't think that's just product of the Bears. That was concerns he had. Those were concerns that he had coming in before he even was on the Bears. And also, he has some all-time bad negative play and sack avoidance numbers, and accuracy issues as well for even a rookie quarterback. So that's why I'm a little bit concerned. I don't know about you, Jaedon. I'm a bit concerned. I'm
gonna tell you why I'm not concerned. I think a lot of his plays and a lot of mistakes, besides the accuracy issues, that's a big problem that needs to be addressed. But the whole taking sacks and that was crazy. That sounded crazy, but I guess it wasn't. The whole taking sacks and just plays that not check downs and all that other shit is because of his time at USC, his time in college. He was the guy who could be the hero every down. He was looking to make a big play every time, and I believe he thought that it would be the same thing in the league. And now that he sees that it's not, he needs to learn how to take his checkdowns. Accuracy, that definitely needs to be addressed. He needs to learn how to not hold the ball too long. even though our receivers weren't getting open at times. But I feel like it's all, I don't want to say it's all in his head, but it's all just reflecting on him being the hero. And I think that he still thinks that he needs to be a hero every down, and that's something that he doesn't have to do. Take your check downs, be smart. But yeah, I would say his accuracy issues are concerning. But I'm
My
not.
only issue with my pushback on that is that at USC, like his numbers and his effectiveness inside the pocket were literally not far off of his numbers outside the pocket. Like what he did in structure and what he did out of structure, he pretty much was effective at both. So like that, it wasn't as much as probably people like to see. Plus, he had a battle line and no weapon, so he literally had to play Superman. He had Cliff Kingsbury there, his OC, along with Lincoln Riley. They knew exactly how we like to play. They knew exactly how to fit an offense around him. He's a playmaker, so he's prone to make decisions. He's prone to make those type of decisions. In the league this year, he did not take chances. Like he literally got that coached out of him. So those plays, they could have been great plays or negative plays. At least you wanted to see him try to make a play. He wasn't doing that. He was just holding on to the ball, and that led to more bad than good. If the Bears, I'm not saying they would have went to the NFC Championship. I'm not saying that at all. But if they didn't fumble, not hiring Cliff Kingsbury, somebody that's familiar with him, that likes to play and what he succeeded in, they fumbled. They chose Shane Waldron, who literally got ran out of Seattle, and thought that was going to be a good pick. Maybe they would have still lost. Y'all would have still lost 4 games, but I bet you the offense would have looked way different than if Cliff Kingsbury was there instead of Shane Waldron. Like I promise you that. And it looks like they messed up. Could look exactly what he did with Jayden Daniels this year. I think that Bear situation is going to makes him look a lot worse than he actually is. I'm not saying he's Jayden Daniels, but he's definitely not as worse as what he was. And if you still look at his number, he still put up Bo Nix numbers, and everybody loves Bo Nix.
Q. I hate to be that guy, bro, but if we win that Commanders game, we still be playing right now.
All right, yeah, I'm out of here.
Might get bounced. Maybe
Chief Texas.
Oh wait, let's do this. Jayden Downs, would you rather?
That ass, man.
All right,
that was a turning point in your season.
It was. And Cardinals, we should have never lost that back to Cardinals. We shouldn't have lost to the Patriots. We shouldn't have lost a 6-3 loss to the Seahawks. Lions.
3 points is crazy.
Shit the bed against the Vikings and OT. And it's just.
Yeah, y'all got a lot of work to do. But we got a Jayden Daniels Would You Rather, the second one of the season. We had to do another one because of his play. First name up is CJ Stroud.
Jayden Daniels. I'm taking Jayden Daniels. I don't think the passing gap is that big, but I think Jayden Daniels' mobility and playmaking ability is a lot more valuable, and he's done more so far since he came to the league.
I'm taking CJ Stroud, and I say a big part of that is I just want to see Jayden Daniels keep doing what he's doing, and CJ Stroud is still elite. He makes big plays at the right times. So I'm just taking CJ Stroud. I got to see him more.
That's not bad logic, Jaden. I disagree. I'm taking Jayden Daniels for the same reason that Q said. Next up is Jalen Hurts.
There's Jayden Daniels. Jalen Hurts is barely a top 15 QB. I don't really go into what he does better than Jalen Hurts because pretty much everything. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, I'm taking Jayden Daniels. Just like playmaking ability. I think sometimes I get haunted by the ghost of the past with Jalen Hurts, and I just remember his Super Bowl performance. But yeah, it's not looking too great. I wouldn't call him a game manager, but he's definitely not what he used to be. So
I don't know what he used to be, gang.
I really just revert back to that Super Bowl. Like that really moved me, bro. It really moved me.
That one game, you want to revert back to that 1 in a million game that he had?
It moved me, bro. It moved me a lot.
I'm taking Jayden Daniels. I think he does everything on the football field better than Jalen Hurts as a rookie. Next name up is Jordan Love.
For the same reason I'm taking over CJ Stroud, I'm taking Jayden Daniels over Jordan Love. Jordan Love is I think he has a lot of tools similar to Jayden Daniels, but I think Jayden Daniels is just a more consistent player, more poised. He doesn't get as shook. he gets trusted with the offense. It seems that Matt LaFleur was coaching around him damn near the second half of the year. Rather run through Josh Jacobs than the $50 million quarterback. I'm going with Jayden Daniels.
I'm going with Jayden Daniels. Jordan Love is so overrated and it's ridiculous. See, I hopped on a train. I hopped on a train last year, and I was just so salty because we had Justin Fields and Jordan Love had a good 6 weeks. The bottom, yeah, okay. The last half of the season, he played really well, and that's what led him to get the money that he got. But Jordan Love is mid. I don't want to say mid, but he's just he's not crazy. He's not crazy. I'm taking Jayden Daniels.
Yeah, I don't think Jordan Love not elite. But I'm taking Jayden Daniels too. I think with his poise as a rookie, his playmaking ability, and I feel like we propelled Jordan Love off that 9-game stretch in the playoffs as well, and then he had another good back half of the season this year, like during Toyota time, whatever. We propelled Jordan Love off that 1 year, and we had to do the same thing for Jayden Daniels. We got to do the same thing, and he was better in his 1 year than Jordan Love was. And this year he was kind of up and down. You know, he's very like turnover prone. He takes a lot of risky throws, but they definitely just surround him with some better receivers though, because I think that's gonna help him.
That's true.
Next name up is Justin Herbert.
I'm still taking Justin Herbert. That's still to me a top 5 talent. The playoff woes is the playoff woes. You can't really. I'm not going to defend that. Wouldn't try to defend that. As of right now, Jayden Daniels is a better playoff performer, but I think the talent is still. I'd still take the talent over like just the raw one season, because if Jayden Daniels never does this again, we're never going to talk about it. Justin Herbert has produced in many a situation. This is the first time, like even in this year, where nobody really had expectations for the Chargers. I mean, I know I took them to make the playoffs, but my views ain't everybody's views. In this season, he threw 3 interceptions. He was playing pretty much the best football of his career right now. I think it's just some building blocks.
Who did you say was the prototype quarterback?
Drake May.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying no. I'm not disagreeing.
That's his comp, bro. That's literally his comp.
Justin Herbert is the prototype. Like he's
that's his comp though. Justin Herbert was Drake May's comp. But I'm taking Justin Herbert. I think to this point, Jayden Daniels is a better playoff performer, but we have a way larger sample size of Justin Herbert being an excellent quarterback in this league. And he hasn't been able to get it done in the playoffs, but it's a much shorter sample size of him not being able to get it done. And his whole career is a much larger sample size than Jayden Daniels. And that's different than some of the other quarterbacks we had on here, because like Hurts only been good for 1 year. Stroud has a great year and then a up and down year.
Herbert had a bad year.
Huh?
Herbert never had a bad year. Period.
Last year he was hurt, and it was all Anyways, last name is Dak.
I'm taking Daniels, bro.
I feel like this is disrespectful to Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott was just second in MVP. I know that doesn't mean anything to people because they lost in the playoffs or whatever. He's also has a large sample size of being very good in this league. For what it's worth, he won 12 games back-to-back. Could throw the ball, also has poise, great intangibles, not as talented as Jayden Daniels. If just for the future, I'm definitely taking Jayden Daniels. Because I think he has a claim to say he's the best quarterback in the NFC.
Smart man.
You took Jayden Daniels?
Yeah.
I'm taking Jayden Daniels too. I would have probably had a different answer. I actually had Dak over him yesterday. Not gonna lie. I put it in the chat. I'm gonna take Jayden Daniels because of his playmaking ability. That's primarily on the reason. I do think that Dak is one of the most underrated quarterbacks in the league. He was just an all-pro type of guy last year, MVP level guy last year, and did a lot with less. His playoff numbers are just bad, and he doesn't offer the same type of like playmaking ability as Jayden Daniels. So I'll take Jayden Daniels. Let's move on to the last topic. Chiefs season starts next week. We finally got over with the preseason game.
We is free. We is nuts.
Nah, I'm not a Chiefs fan, bro. I keep getting called a Chiefs fan. And I don't even be saying we for them. Do I be saying this is probably my first time saying we for them?
Nah, you say we a lot.
Oh my god. I haven't said we for the Chiefs in a minute, bro.
The
I'm
thing
not
is,
moved.
you don't have a football team.
No, I don't.
It's okay to just pick them. It's fine. Nobody.
No, I don't want to be a Chiefs fan. I'm not gonna lie.
Because if you pick them, it doesn't matter. Because now that they know you're a fan, it doesn't matter whatever you say. Because now it won't be called, dick riding. Like you just a fan of Chiefs.
They're gonna just say I'm on bandwagon, bro. I wasn't gonna be a Patriots fan, but I was gonna be a fan of whatever team Drake May went to, but he ended up on the Patriots. So
yeah, come this fan.
Nah.
Be a Bears fan. You're from Indiana. You're close.
I guess. I don't know. It's really funny. Anyways, but yeah, man. Chiefs. I mean, what can I say? The scariest part about the Chiefs, though, is that I still don't think we've seen their ceiling at all. Like Mahomes didn't have his greatest game at all. The defense didn't have their greatest game at all. They, for the most part, in all statistical categories, lost his game. Like the Texans played a hell of a game. The Chiefs special teams just dominated this game. That's what really won them the game.
Bro, you're describing like the whole season, damn near, bro. They just somehow find a way to win. They're
the best situational football team in NFL history, probably. Only people that's close is probably the Patriots, I guess. But
like, what are we talking about here? We on some
it's just a sample size thing, but yeah, I mean, I just feel like whenever they need to get it done, they just get it done. Mahomes is great on third down, and he didn't touch the ball a lot in this game, but he was very efficient when he did have the ball. So I think he played a good game. Obviously, Travis Kelce was going to show up whenever he needed to. He only had 177 passing yards, so didn't do like anything crazy. But whenever they need him to do something, he just stepped up. Kelce's still best tight end in the league, bro. I don't want to hear nothing. I really don't look at I don't really look at the regular season for the Chiefs. I really don't. Kelce just be cruising through the regular season until they need to turn up, and that's the same thing for Patrick Mahomes. So he's still the best tight end in the league.
I mean, I'm not worried. I'm not worried about the run game. I'm not worried about. I shouldn't say I'm not worried about Kelce because he still finds a way. He's slow as hell. And, like, I get he knows how to sit down in zones and, like, read defense. But I feel like even in man, he still gets to it. So
Pacheco's looking bad, bro. I'm not going to lie. Pacheco's been bad since he came back, to be honest, for the most part. They didn't have a running game going in. They didn't have anything going. Like
How different do you think, like, the whole offense will look with Rasheed if he wasn't hurt?
Not that much different. I mean, he would have a target.
I wouldn't say that because he operates in an area of the field really quickly. Like, even though he's in the same area that Travis Kelce is in, he's on the other side, and since he plays a lot out the slot, he gets open quicker, and he's good after the run. So like it'll allow Mahomes to get easy check down type of throws, 5 yards, and just let receiver get the extra 10 every single time. There'd be a more efficient offense, in my opinion. They wouldn't have to rely on 2 5'9" wide receivers trying to get go by people and things like that, and hoping Travis Kelce finds a spot in his own. He's not like some world beater, but he's a very good receiver. I think he had made it a lot better for Patrick Mahomes this year.
I agree. I don't know where Latif is, but I feel like we covered everything. Did he say something?
I don't know. But yeah, the Texans, man. Niggas crying about calls. The calls, they would have never won the game even if they didn't get those, because it was only really 2 flags. Those 2 flags weren't going to change the game that much. One was questionable. One shouldn't have been thrown, but you missed 3 kicks. How you going to win the game missing 3 kicks?
Hell yeah.
You weren't, like, those calls happened on offense, and the Chiefs ain't really capitalized that much on those flags anyway. They didn't get no flags on like the Texans didn't get no flags on defense that really mattered. Like it didn't tip the scales of the game.
I feel like fucking like missed kicks and the way that they happen just happen a lot in the playoffs for some reason. Like Fairbairn had his times he like smoke some, but
it's still it's already a high pressure situation. To when it's a close game, then it's a high pressure situation in the playoffs, and now you're on the road, outdoors in Arrowhead where it's cold.
Yeah.
Like he's from Hawaii. The Texans play in a dome. They play where it's hot. Like everything goes against them just off a weather standpoint. And then they're on the road. Then they're in the playoffs, and it's a close game. That pressure gets to most people. Like you
Who's
just
Hawaii?
Cayenne Fairbairn.
Oh, I thought that's something.
Nah, yeah, something like that. I just don't. Those two flags don't change the game to me.
I think Texans got their guy though. Like they know CJ's guy. They just got to surround him with a better offensive line. They might need to draft an offensive lineman in every single round of the draft.
It was times, pressure was getting to him crazy, but it was times where I chalked it up to the drive being over, and then CJ just made a play. So it's like if you have a quarterback who can do that, it can get you very far. And then obviously they had a lot of things go wrong for them. Nico went down for a time. Tank down. What's going on with Diggs? So what's going on?
He's a free agent. I'm not gonna lie. They definitely need to draft a wide receiver. Probably. Well, it's not a great wide receiver class, so maybe in the first. I don't know. It depends on where they pick is.
First round pick on a wide receiver. It has to be a tackle or a guard.
Yeah, I understand that.
They're gonna get a wide receiver. If they're gonna get a wide receiver, they're gonna just have to use some of their cap space to get it, or sign back Diggs on like another 1 year deal off it, the ACL injury, unless they want to try Restrepo or something like that.
Restrepo would be cool in the slot for sure. He'd be cool.
Yeah, but other than that, they need O-line. They still need corner. Corner isn't an issue anymore. Safety might be an issue just because they have injury concerns. Like Jalen Peachy got injured again. Obviously, Jimmy Ward is old and just got injured. So they might need a linebacker too, but they definitely need O-line. And I know Joe Mixon had a Pro Bowl year, but they need some other running backs. Like
I ain't gonna lie, bro. Y'all was calling Mixon lost, bro.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
Wasn't me.
Yeah, I'm sure.
This wasn't good this year. And I know he would have still had 1,000 yards because he missed a couple of games, but it wasn't a great 1,000 yards. Like
no,
1,000 yards.
We had the argument when he was saying Devin Singletary is the same level as him. That's why I know I didn't see.
Oh, just going back to the Commanders, but I think the Commanders should get a corner too. They need a corner.
They need a lot on defense. They need every pick to be defense. Oh, and they also need to sign a wide receivers. Maybe go to sign T. Higgins. That'd be good. I think he'd come play with them.
I think they should throw some money at Diggs, but like I'd give Diggs. If I was looking, I'd give him like 18 mil. Like come back play here for a year. Diggs and Terry McLaurin. That's a good little duo.
All right.
Kyle Pitts.
Bro, Kyle Pitts is. I ain't gonna lie, he's trash, bro.
I can't wait till he's on the Chiefs, bro.
Yo, stop stealing my take, please.
Kyle Pitts sucks, bro. And it's annoying. And I draft him every year on my fantasy team because I just think somehow, some way. And it just never happens. So, anyways, that was our little recap for the day. Did we make predictions?
Nah, we're waiting.
Or waiting for Max or something?
I gotta weigh my options. I gotta look at the tape. I gotta crunch the numbers, see what I can come up with, and then I could, get something informed and educated.
Okay. I mean, this is a little bit off topic, but how did y'all feel about the whole TikTok situation? Like, while it was happening, what app were y'all just scrolling through? Because it was kind of.
I barely I don't even use TikTok for real. Like I just started using it now, but
as long as they don't take Twitter away from me, I'm straight.
What?
I said, as long as they don't take Twitter away from me, I'm straight.
Oh yeah, if I got Twitter, I'm good.
Yeah, Twitter is like an all-purpose app. Like Twitter is a go-to.
No, it is. It's the best app on earth.
I don't know.
Social media app.
If you were to make you said it's the greatest, so you probably say Jordan or some shit. Anyways, appreciate you guys for watching. We're out.